Live from the internet and recorded on August 15, 2018, this is the Crystal Chronicles, your official, unofficial Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia podcast. This is episode number 31, and my name is Pierre. I am joined by usual by Mark. Hey Mark, how we doing?
Hey Pierre, hey Twitchers, hello Dissidians, and hello all of the bugs who are apparently I don't know if you hear it, but to me it sounds like I'm like in the middle of the forest in the middle of the night and there's just bugs surrounding me ready to eat me. It's very loud tonight. Must be locust season.
I am happy to tell you that we cannot hear it.
That's good.
So
that's good. My microphone is not picking that up because it's pretty intense.
No,
Yeah,
there's
Hey, how are we doing?
We're doing good. We're doing good. This is a double dash day for Dissidians today. There was the Square Enix feed earlier today, followed by us. So what more would you really need? What more would you really want? So let's see. So there was the Friday co-op event challenge. So I'm not too sure. Maybe I missed the beginning of the event. You write something in the outline about power and guard orbs and relics of all knowledge. Was that?
Yeah, that was last weekend.
Oh.
There was a streaming event, and it was one of those things. If you had the right characters, and we did, and we got 50 of each higher power and guard orbs, and we got 3 relics of all knowledge. So that's good.
I learned something on today's stream that kind of totally threw me off. And again, I might be the only one who didn't know this. But did you know that the Relic of All Knowledge and the books, they actually stack? So if you're using like a Relic of All Knowledge and a Book of Treasure, from what I heard, I didn't test it, they actually do stack. So you get twice and twice the amount of items.
I cannot confirm nor deny that because I have never tried that. So,
well,
have to try that on our coins here. Our next double crystal event. Everyone's gonna have all the crystals.
Here, just for the show, I'm gonna use one and try it right now. So,
yeah.
Book of Treasure. Oh, yeah. Okay, that doesn't work. It says same effect is currently in use. So maybe I misunderstood what Joshua, the Square Enix guy, said, but that crap ain't stacking. So disregard everything I just said. It was
disregard everything Joshua said. Thank you.
So well, again, I might have misheard, so I don't want to throw all the blame on him. But anyway, so the gifts that we got, that was for the last Friday's co-op event challenge. As we said, there was a mobile community stream today. Mino Spellgod is saying on Twitch, fake news.
Fake news.
That's a good one. So there was, like we said, a mobile community stream today, hosted by Joshua and Kim of the Square Enix team. There were a lot of announcements. Well, changes coming to the game, quality of life, all of that. We've got a whole list. We're going to go through them real quick in case you were not on the stream. So I'll go through the list. Mark, you jump in anytime you want if you want to comment on something. So let's see. First off, Android 9 Pie. There were, from what I'm hearing, because I'm an iPhone guy, so I wouldn't know, the game is not compatible or working correctly with Android 9. So they say that they're hoping to release support for Android 9 by the end of this month. They will be doing more to help make missed content such as summer campaign events available to those who were affected by this. So, and more information regarding this will be released this coming Friday. I'm guessing probably through in-game news or something.
Yeah, I wonder how they'll be able to do that. Will they be able to target Android 9 players? I don't think so, right?
Because from what I'm hearing, they weren't able to connect. So how are they going to be able to know that they were Android 9 players?
Right. So maybe they're going to, once Android 9 is fixed, they're going to bring back all the banners.
That would be surprising.
Bring back all the events for a week or something. No. That will be interesting. I'm not sure how they're gonna. I mean, if they just give those players,
They're just
yeah,
gonna
I don't
throw
know.
everybody like 100 gem and shut up. It's fixed. You
Yeah.
got your so. Everybody gets Zaz guns. There we go.
See,
It's all fixed.
I think I think that would fix it. That'd be everybody. Everybody gets Waka's balls, even Lulu.
Quality of life changes
Love
that
it.
are not related to Waka's balls. So they're finally going to implement a lot of things that are already in the Japanese version. So if you play both versions, this might not be huge news for you, but you might be happy to hear that it's finally coming to global. They're going to be having a separate tab for artifact and orbs. So
Awesome.
definitely, but what do they mean by orbs? I mean, you're going to have weapons, armor, and artifacts, but orbs,
Yeah, when you're upgrading, your armor,
yeah?
you'll have a different tab for the armor and then the orbs. So there'll be an armor tab, an orbs tab, and an artifact tab.
But what
So
do we mean orbs?
if I go to enhance your armor,
Yeah,
you need orbs,
we do.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I go right now to the armor tab and I
Oh,
go,
so
let's
you're
say-
going to have a tab for the other
Yes.
armors and a tab for the orbs you have.
yeah. So if I
Okay.
go right now and I go to enhance,
Yeah, it's all.
it's all there, it's all big, and then I have to go to this filter,
Yeah.
and I can filter what I want, right?
Yeah, it's a mess.
As opposed to just having a tab.
All right. Speaking of orbs, they're going to be stacked, so no longer a huge list up to 999. Like that's the limit right now. And there's going to be a plus/minus counter when upgrading equipment. Yay!
Yeah, that's super good. And is that going to be true of artifacts too? Are artifacts going to be stacked? Because that would be super awesome.
That's an excellent question, and I don't think let's go through the list. Maybe I missed it. I don't believe so, but hopefully.
Well, yeah, all it says in my notes is orbs stacked up to 999, which is great with a plus/minus counter when upgrading equipment. We really need the same thing for artifacts. I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah,
But anyway,
it's
yeah.
unbearable.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. So you're going to be able to use up to 12 power stones to limit break weapons
Yep, all at
multiple
once.
times in the same transaction. So you get a whole new weapon. You can fully limit break it up to anyway.
Yeah, if you're listening and you don't max limit break weapons like I do, like it's going out of style, it is kind of annoying to have to do it, 3 times in a row with power stones. I like how they were talking on the stream today, like, oh well, I'm glad I got another one of those weapons so I can max limit break it. Like, who doesn't just use power stones? like
Steven
it's like everything. Right.
Steven on Twitch is saying, unfortunately, Japanese doesn't have artifacts stacked even for today, so I don't think we will get that.
Because
Sorry.
I would much rather have I think it's more of a pain in the butt to do the artifacts than it is to do the weapons.
Yep, definitely.
I mean, as much as it's a pain in the butt to do 10 orbs at a time to upgrade a weapon, you're upgrading all weapon when you get a new weapon, and maybe 2 weapons and armor, right? As opposed to the artifacts where, you just spent an hour or a half an hour grinding for artifacts. Then you have, so my inventory is at 250 artifacts to burn through, and that takes you 3 hours.
Well,
So,
you had it
yeah.
right on Twitter when you said, I don't know which grind I hate the most, the 30 minutes that I'm going after the artifacts, or the 2-3 hours it takes me to actually upgrade the damn
Upgrade the
things.
stupid artifacts. Yeah. And then you can spend 3 hours upgrading artifacts. See, because the 15 minutes it takes me to upgrade 3 weapons and armor for a new character, I have the weapons and the armor for that character. The 3 hours that it takes to upgrade all of the artifacts, I can end up with 0 usable artifacts. Right?
Yeah, it might end up all being junk. All right. You're going to be able to use up to 30 different types of items for enhancement at the same time. So let's say you want to upgrade an armor, you're going to be able to use a stack of guard orbs and a stack of 3-star item, and anyway, so or maybe a stack of 3-star guard orbs, a stack of 4-star. Basically, you're going to be able to use a whole lot of different things to upgrade your armor and weapon much faster. So this is good. You're going to have an icon on armor and weapons to be able to tell you that you've learned the ability. So let's say you fully limit break, I don't know, Terra's 15 CP sword. So she learned the ability that comes from it. You take it, you sell it, and then a couple months down the road, you get that weapon again, and you're wondering, oh crap, does she know that ability? Do I have to keep it? Do I have to sell it? Well, there's going to be an icon on there that tells you right away you already know that ability. So it's just a little less jumping around trying to get information. So
that's good.
That's good. You're going to be able to sell multiple types of gear at the same time, basically selling both weapons and armor in the same transaction. The Power Stone count is going to be shown at top of the enhancement screen, so you won't have to go to the either the shop or to the Power Stone tab and count them and see how many you have. There's going to be an indication of how many gil and how many Power Stones that will be obtained by selling selected equipment. So just easier, I guess. Passives obtained from artifact will be displayed in their own sections. I figure this useful. Is probably different than, you know, all across all the passive you've learned by leveling up a crystal level for a character.
Yeah, because you can't, or can you organize if I go into, let me look at our Lord and Savior.
Nope.
Yeah, so you can change them by acquired, by CP, by gear, by CP. I don't even know what that means. Gear by CP? I don't. Gear by CP. I'm not really even sure what that means. All right. Yeah, so now there's going to be, yeah, because I really don't, I mean, I usually have it set at acquired. I'm not a big fan of looking at them by acquired. I would rather have them in order, like crystals, level. Well, I'd like level first, and then crystals, and then weapons, and something like that, or have different tabs or something. I don't know.
Something that's been a pet peeve of mine that I'm happy we're going to be able to skip. You're going to be able to level multiple crystal levels on a character at once. So, for example, you just got Celes, and you have all of the crystals you need. You can't level up someone fully because it would take more than 999 top tier crystals, but you can just go down and 42 levels right away instead of tap.
Yeah, that is such a pain in the butt. So that's a great quality of life upgrade.
So
yeah, but you can level up 45 levels at once. So that's usually what I do for those new characters.
Exactly. Now, something that's probably going to help a lot in co-op, there's going to be different channels or queues if you want for joining co-op. Basically a queue for casual players and another one for boosted or preferred for hardcore matchmaking son of a sub players. So
yeah, we were talking before the stream started that moving forward, just like the special summer event we've had, moving forward, there will be a token exchange for events, which means you will get tokens as you beat an event, and as you do co-op, you will get tokens, and then you can use the tokens to exchange for various different things, right? Including artifacts, etc., etc. When you and this includes the current summer event, the Kefka, or not Kefka, the Kuja Sephiroth co-op, Nemesis co-op. If you bring synergy characters, you get more coins. And if you have 3 synergy characters, you get a whole bunch of coins. So people are going to really want to have that hardcore co-op for people who are using synergy characters, really. At the end of the day, that's what it's going to be about. I'm not really sure how that prevents somebody who's like level 1, crystal strength 45 from going into the hardcore mode and screwing all that up. So I don't know if there are some, hey, only level 50. Maybe that's something they didn't really talk about it, but maybe those are things that they can do. Like you can, in other games you can select only characters with crystal strength level 50, only characters with level 50, only these certain characters like Star Ocean Anamnesis. You can actually select what kind of characters you want in your co-op. So I forget the different types of characters in that game. So like there's brawlers, defense, strikers, mages, and something else. But anyway, so you can select like I want one brawler, one defense, one striker, one healer, and that's what you get. So they didn't talk about anything like that. So it may just be two different channels and. You still may have the same issues.
I guess if you're joining the hardcore matchmaking queue, and just be prepared to be roughly abused if you don't
just
have
kicked off.
Yeah. They're going to be adding additional data backup options, Google Play Games and Game Center, which means that in order to protect your account, it won't be all Facebook related anymore. I think this is good, I guess.
Some people don't like Facebook.
Some people don't. More details about this at a later time, but apparently Facebook will still remain the main method to be used when switching between devices from different operating systems. This is weird right now if you want to play on, let's say, an iPad and iPhone, or it's just a huge pain in the ass because you have to uninstall a game, reinstall it, copy your data. Quite frankly, considering a lot of mobile games already offer that options, considering we're at Q3 of 2018, the fact that it's so hard to play this game on multiple systems is beyond ridiculous. But I guess it's not a huge thing for them. So it's stupid if you want my opinion, but anyway. Character pools. Potentially next weekend, 3 characters will be available to vote for early release in Global Opera Omnia, which means that we're going to be able to pick which of these 3 characters we want to see, first. Important clarification though. The character that receives the second most vote will not necessarily be released next, so make sure to vote for the character you absolutely cannot wait to play. So
we might, it'd be like something, trying to pull up the list here, a few months down the line, so we might get like Kuja, Sephiroth,
Rydia. I'm expecting
Rydia, sure. And then we pick one of them, and if we all decide Kuja, that doesn't mean we're going to get Sephiroth the next week. Sephiroth may be back in October.
Yep.
So I would look at the list and then pick the last character. No, it will depend, and we'll have our opinions when we get that list of who you should vote for.
Yeah, unfortunately, we might not get time to... Gremlin on Twitch is saying Noctis, baby. Unfortunately, we might not have the time to manipulate the vote through a podcast episode, but what would you know? So these are the upgrades that are coming.
We'll put it out on Twitter, what we think.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. These are the upgrades that are coming by before the end of this month. I know we have a maintenance plan sometime this week. I do not believe it will contain anything. If I'm not mistaken, it's just to take away the double crystal event thing.
Oh, we already had that.
Did we?
Yep.
So it's gone?
We don't have double crystals anymore.
Oh.
Yep. Oh, that's what that was. We did have maintenance, and that's what the maintenance was.
Okay, so
it was no more double crystals. Yeah,
no more double crystals. Yep. It's a thing of the past.
Always sad to see it go.
We're still talking about social stuff regarding Final Fantasy. There was something a bit weird. They posted a tweet and they said if you like this, we're gonna give gems, and if you retweet this, we're gonna. And we missed one of the two marks. Mark, you want to go on about that?
Yeah, I forget what the initial tweet is. There is a current tweet, so we'll get to that here in a second. But it was like, yeah, I needed 500 likes or 500 likes and 1,500 retweets or 2,500 retweets or something, and we only got 1,800 retweets or something. And I don't think it was. People were. I mean, it was only a few days, and people weren't really communicating it very well. So we're still gonna get a few hundred gems, but we could have gotten a lot more.
Yeah, I think that was a swing and a miss, quite frankly. Yeah. It was just weird.
Yeah. But they just posted another one today. And so if you're not on Twitter, you can go on Twitter, and their Twitter channel is at DissidaFFOO. The summer festival is heating up in the Summer Co-op Beat Back Challenge. Which villain is your favorite? 500 replies with Kuja. Excuse me, your face is over my thing. Or Sephiroth in the comments will earn 300 gems. So you need to reply to their tweet with either hashtag Kuja or hashtag Sephiroth, hashtag Kuja, and earn 300 gems. And you need to, as an added bonus, 1,500 retweets means 500 gems. Vote by August 20th. So you have 5 days to do that. They did lower the number you see there. That's nice of them because the other one was 2,500 retweets. So, so 500 replies, 1,500 retweets. And if we do that, we get 800 gems. So 800 gems is 800 gems, people. What I'm saying is if you're on Twitter, go do that right now. Pause the podcast or just listen while you're doing that on your phone right now. If you're not on Twitter, sign up for Twitter so you can do that and then never go back because it's horrible. Unless you just do it for stuff like this, then it's fine.
All right. So, see, the podcast is officially going to reply right now on... Ooh. Oh, wait, I'm not logged on Twitter. I'll do it tomorrow.
I have already done my part.
Who'd you vote for? Can you tell us?
I just said hashtag Kuja.
Oh.
Hashtag Kuja.
I thought you were correcting yourself or something. So
no, I love me the Kuja.
I
like Sephiroth too.
All right. My note is saying that they said that we're still getting 500 gems. That they changed the rule. They don't want us to fail. So.
Oh yay! Everybody wins. Okay, great.
So.
Thank you.
They gave us a partial credit for retweets and gave us the rest because there were a lot of replies. So.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, hey.
You know, when it's not working as expected, just change the rules and wing it. So, all right. So this is pretty much what's going on with the social media Square Enix Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia team. A lot of content. You wanted to talk real quick about 2 Final Fantasy streamers?
Yeah, we got a couple tweets and retweets here over the last week from some streamers. Malock Gaming at Matthew Mullins 2 on Twitter began a Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia playthrough. So I'm not sure if it's just going to be a playthrough or if it's going to be a guide, kind of like I did with FFRK. Kind of a guide for beginners, or if it's just a playthrough. The only issue I had with his initial video was he kind of referred to this as a port of the other Dissidia game, which it is not at all. It is not a port of Dissidia or Dissidia NT. Those are both very different games. I mean, similar games, obviously, but if you've played Dissidia NT, it is a little different than Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. So but you can check that out. And I would just go to Twitter because the streaming service they're using is not one that I'm real familiar with. It wasn't Twitch or YouTube, so it was a different service. And then Fire Rat's Playground, and that would be at FireRat1980, recently started a Final Fantasy VII playthrough. So if you love Final Fantasy VII and you love watching or listening to people play through those games, that's one you check out. And they're just people that liked us and retweeted us. So just trying to share the social media love.
There we go.
You can decide if their content is good or not.
We do not endorse nor support, but hey, give it a shot. If it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, it's not. It's fine. Beat Back Summer and the Sephiroth and Kuja event that seems to be morphing into more and more challenges every day. The first and second challenges have been completed. Rewards have been given. We broke through all of the scores that we had to break through. There was a third challenge, I believe, that was announced yesterday.
Yep, yeah. The third challenge is hitting on the 20th, I believe. And yeah, so again, it's just going to be the same Trial of the Nemesis, and it will arrive on the 20th. I'm not sure how long we will have it, but that's probably when we're going to get our new summer banner, maybe, because the Zaz banner will leave. But anyway, so we have new point tiers. We were at 500 million points, or 400 million points. I don't even know. But we are up to the top tier on this is 10 billion points. So we're going to start at 500 million points. That's gems, and it's going to go all the way up to 10 billion points. And if we do that, it will be 1 power stone.
That seems odd.
I mean, it's good. Power stones are nice. That's a lot of 10. I don't know is it consecutive, cumulative? Do they keep stacking?
Hopefully they do. There's no way they can reset it at every bar.
Yeah, that's a lot. So yeah, Paul, you might want to hold off. You might want to hold off on playing that event here for a few days.
Just two things. One thing actually that I've heard: you do not save your event tokens hoping to have more. When this event goes away, Kuja and Sephiroth, the shop for these tokens will be around, I believe, for another 24, 48 hours, and then it'll be gone.
So how is that? Wait a minute. So how is that going to work here? Because the third Be Back challenge will arrive on Monday.
Yep.
All right. Continue to earn points in the trial. So how many days are left in the Trial of the Nemesis?
I'm not sure.
Let me look here, because this is important that you bring that up. So I have 4 days left with the Trial of the Nemesis.
Yeah, well, there we go. Then you do not keep stacking those points.
6 days left. 6 days left for that coin exchange.
Yep.
And so if you want anything in that coin exchange, you need to play Trials of the Nemesis and use the coins. But then they're going to bring it back, the exact same event?
I don't know, but there'll be different tokens. That's what they said.
Well, there will be different tokens, but will it be the same event? It seems really weird to take it away and then bring it back, right? As opposed to just adding on to it. I'm very confused. Or will it be a different event? Because it doesn't look like a different event from the information.
They're not communicating this very correctly. Speaking of things that are not communicated, obviously you said the Zaz banner is going to be gone in 5 days.
Kuja and Sephiroth. Yep.
So anyway, there's going to be another banner, and Minos Spellgod before the show wanted to, because we wanted that to be part of the show. Basically, he's saying that there's speculation going around that Galuf is going to be the next summer banner star. Do you believe the hype? Do you believe Galuf is ripe for a major comeback? Well, comeback.
Galuf.
He was never.
Yeah, when would we even receive Galuf? When's he on the it's going to be a while, I think. Yeah, he would be late, right? I don't think we would expect to see Galef before the end of the year. His 35, I mean, is what I'm talking about. Um, yeah, wow,
Apparently, it was
yeah,
same time as Saz.
as Oz, yeah, yeah, yeah. Which was, of course, way ahead of schedule, right? We would not have received Zaz if we followed the exact same pattern as Japan. So yeah, that'd be interesting. A Galef 35 CP.
What does it do exactly? Do you have it
I
nearby?
will tell you here in a second.
Because I don't believe right now that anybody's like really using Zaz, not Zaz, but I mean Galif on a daily or even weekly or monthly basis, like at all.
Well, Galef is one of our tanks, and I believe he is considered one of the better tanks
No, he's good. It's
in
just right
Japan.
now you don't have much use for tanks.
So, well, and that's a reality that you have to talk about. Yeah, we'll talk about that here later tonight. So, Defender would be Galif's 35 CP, increases blade blocks max uses by 1. So here, this is obviously one of the later 35 CP because it does like 14 things. Turns Brave attack into Brave attack plus after evasion up is granted. Extends the duration of evasion up and defense up and increases the potency of defense up. Grants medium max Brave up for 6 turns, increases counters potency. So
I'm lost.
you got all that?
No, I gave up at some point.
Counter or cover? Oh yeah, that's his. Wait, yeah, counter. That's his counter ability. Okay, so yeah, grants. So cover grants cover to an ally, right? Small attack up to 3 turns. Cover makes Galoff take any attack directed towards. So Galoff can actually cover another enemy, and Blade Block grants large evasion up for small turns. And Blade Block Plus gives you a counter attack. So yeah, so I mean, it makes him a particularly useful tank situationally. Cover has 7 uses, and Blade Block will have 5 then with that. So
The thing is, once you cover someone, you're good for a couple turns. So do you really need 7 uses of block?
well, yeah, maybe not. I mean, depending on, by the time we use tanks, maybe,
Yeah, I guess.
because those are going to be some longer battles.
That's true.
I don't see how, like, Zaz is a big deal, right? I don't think Galoff is quite the same as, because we don't need a tank right now, right?
Definitely don't.
That's the bottom line. I think getting Galoff's 35 CP early is again going to be really good, and he's going to be an ideal tank to have. But
I mean, you got to look at it this way. They released in this summer banner, the first one, what was in Japanese version the best. Just one second, I'm having some trouble with my Chrome here. The best weapon that was available in the game in Japanese. So basically, at that point on, whatever they're going to release will be, subpar to Zaz guns. Maybe they should have done it the other way around. Release Zaz second to have some place to improve
right,
what they're doing.
yeah,
So
I mean, yeah, obviously they could always release an EX weapon, and that would be crazy.
no, that would be
But I don't think they're going to do that.
that would be
So
too
yeah, if
early.
they're
And
gonna release another high level 35 CP weapon, it's going to be hard to compete with Zaz. But any of if they release any from that era, you're going to have an edge, right? If you have it,
obviously.
you're going to have an edge. So it's pretty interesting.
All right.
So yeah, Gala.
Moving on. The Trials of Leviathan is now a permanent World of Illusion event. So
More gems.
if you missed out a chance to get Leviathan at level 20, or if you just need gems to do some more polls before Zaz goes away.
That's 100%
You've
accurate.
got that. You want to talk about the EX battle? I believe you've beat these freaking
Yeah.
iguanas.
Yeah, so the EX battle is 4 wave, 4 bosses. Wave 1 is a red dragon who resists fire, is weak to ice. Wave 2 is a Garuda, resists, that's one of the flying things, resists lightning, weak to Zaz and wind, and
Weak
falls
to
when broken.
Zaz.
Yeah, he's specifically weak to Zaz. Weak to ranged weapons
Oh.
and wind, which means he's weak to Zaz.
He's weak to Zaz.
He did not appreciate Zaz. That's what I'm saying. And he does fall when he's broken, I believe, so that helps. Wave 3, you face a red giant who resists magic, which sucks for all the magic characters you just brought. In Wave 4, 2 Iguanians, from Final Fantasy VIII, which is one of my favorite games, so you'd think I could pronounce it. There were no talkies. It was not a talkie back then. We didn't know how things were pronounced. Leave me alone. Anyway, they are weak to water, earth, and holy. The Iguians buff each other, so if they are both alive, they will buff each other, and if one of them dies, they will self-buff, and it's kind of annoying. I would suggest trying to kill one as opposed to, like, trying to kill both of them at the same time. That I would not go that route. I would just kill one of them and deal with the buffs from the other. If you bring Leviathan in, you can summon Leviathan as soon as you get into that third round and pretty much kill one of them straight out. And then just deal with the other one, who will be buffed and not necessarily easy to kill, depending on who you bring. Unless you bring Zaz, Cloud, and Papalymo. Then it's real easy. So if you bring those 3 guys, super easy. Shouldn't have any problem. If you bring Zaz with any other 2 people, again, probably not super tough. But again, you have various different weaknesses. So, somebody like Papalymo is going to be good on that red dragon. You have somebody, if you have Vaughn, obviously Vaughn's really good for the second wave. Anybody with ranged attacks is going to be good on the second wave. The red giant is pretty much anybody with physical damage, and the Iguians are weak to. Do we have anybody that does earth damage? I don't know if we have anybody that does earth damage, but we have several people who do water and holy. And so you have several options: Ash, Garnet, Vaughn, Ferris. Who am I forgetting? Preesh does holy damage, right? So you have a lot
Ida does earth damage, but that's it. Thank you, Mino.
Yes. Yadinus does earth damage. Is that her? Which are her attacks? Because she does poison, right? She's the poisoner.
The poisoner. She poisons the hurt.
There's like
he meant Twistola. Mary.
Yes. Mary does. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, she has an ability called Stone. It does earth damage, right?
Oh, would you know?
Oh, Mary, always doing earth damage when we don't expect you to. Yeah, when do we get her 35 CP? That's what I want to know. We need some Medica. Yeah, her Stone ability does earth damage. I would not necessarily suggest bringing her, but good luck. All right, Stone is a great ability. So I mean, if you have her weapon, go ahead.
All right.
Everybody gets a buff in World of Illusion, though. So
you get a buff, and you get a buff, and you get a buff, and everybody gets a buff. That was my Oprah impression.
It is the Oprah of Final Fantasy Dissidia Opera Omnia mobile game, not a port. So,
all right. Celes is here, raising the roof with the Raise the Runic Blade event. So, as per her Final Fantasy VI special talent, special ability, she is a magic absorbing tank in Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, not a port.
With ice damage.
Before we get started on how awesome or not awesome she is, I want to take a second. If you are with us on Twitch, watching this show, or if you are watching it on YouTube. Obviously, if you're not watching this, it won't make much sense. What is wrong with her suit? Who had a drug bad trip and went all Uma Thurman, Kill Bill on us? What happened? Did I miss like a Final Fantasy anime or something like that that would explain why she's all blue and yellow? What happened there?
So I've been trying to do some work on this. She is not in Dissidia NT currently.
Yep, correct.
I do not believe she was in the previous Dissidia game, the just portable games, the previous incarnations of Dissidia. I don't think she has been a Dissidia character to this point.
Yep.
That's what I'm getting at. Terra has, Cloud has, so we have some history for their costume changes. I have played Final Fantasy VI or 3, depending on your age. At least 3 different versions. So I played SCNS, Super Nintendo, when it was Final Fantasy 3. I played it on the PlayStation port. And I've played it on the current iteration, the mobile, which with the terrible graphics that make it work somehow, that I'm not a big fan of. So I was trying to remember, does her outfit change in World of Ruin?
It does not, but again, and we might start considering making Mino Spellgod part of the payroll here at Crystal Chronicles because he's saving the day again. I'm gonna send you a link real quick.
Because I've seen some concept art with her in this.
Exactly. What he's saying, and he has a link. I'll post this in the show notes. He says she, like all the other characters, are based on her Amano concept art. And if you do look, and he says that's why Terra has blonde hair. And if you do look at the picture from the concept art, she is wearing that exact outfit. She's wearing blue top, yellow jumpsuit, the white boots, everything. She looks pretty much like the concept art. So finally, there's an explanation. It's not just some bubble.
So here's the question: if I go to Nintendo Power Final Fantasy 3 and I look at images, will I see her? Can I find a Celes image? Oh, now I need to look at Final Fantasy.
Well, I sent you the link.
Yes, no, I know what you're talking about. I just wondered how prevalent that was in our era, and not the uncovered stuff. But I just wondered if that was like in the because a lot of that concept art would pop up in the books that the games came with, the instruction manual, or they would come up in the Nintendo Power or something like that at the time. So, yeah, but I've seen the concept art of her original, the yellow suit, then the regular green and white general suit, and then the dress, the opera singer dress. So, I've seen some different stuff on that. So that's where it is, right? So there you go. But is that where Cloud then comes? Does Cloud's concept art have the weird thing? Is that why his sprite is different?
What weird thing?
He's got the weird thing on his hand. In Dissidia, if you look at Cloud, go look at Cloud.
Yeah, I'm looking at him right now.
Yeah, he's got he's got like the weird shoulder thing, and he's got like a big buckler or something on his arm. He's got the weird shoulder thing. He doesn't have that in the original game, does he?
Probably not, but well, wait, I'm sure Mino will have an explanation.
No, he does.
No,
I guess he does. It's just that, yeah, no. Yeah, he does. His original sprite does have that. It's just really hard to tell.
Yeah, well,
because those graphics were so bad. That is the only one. I can play any Final Fantasy game. And believe me, when Final Fantasy VII came out, we all thought it was amazing, and it was amazing. But I can go back. I can play Final Fantasy I can play 6. I can play whatever. I can play 8. I can play 9. I have. They're all on my computer. Um, yeah, 7 is so hard, which is why I would really like the 7 remake to come out because I love 7, but oh, the graphics, those polygons are rough, man. So. Yeah, so I guess if a costume is different than you are used to, it's probably just concept art, and it's not bad. I mean, it looks fine, but
So,
it's so different than her, like Tara's. Yeah, like her hair color's different. But like Celeste's outfit is
oh yeah, it was.
completely different.
So, at least now we have an explanation.
Yeah.
So, but let's talk about how she is in the game. So basically, she's got two abilities.
Can't we just talk about her costume for the next half an hour? So
we could, but
yeah.
I think we
How
said
is she?
all there was to say.
How is she?
So Celes has two abilities. The first one being Shine Edge, which is a bravery magic attack plus HP attack and buffs her a little bit. And Runic, which absorbs magic attacks sends to her, and it locks the enemy attention on her. So.
Yeah, and she does ice damage. Her brave attack becomes a brave ice damage attack, and that's kind of cool because the first ability she has in Final Fantasy VI is ice, right? So.
Yep.
Except it's not a. It's not she attacks with her sword in this game, so it's not a magic attack. I don't believe it's a magic attack.
No, it's...
Yeah. I haven't done anything with her. She's level 1, Crystal Strength 1, so...
Oh, really? Yeah. All right.
She's a tank, though. Tanky tank.
Well, a magic-absorbing tank, so if it's a
a very niche tank,
yeah.
Yes.
There we go. So... All right, co-op.
Yeah, not difficult. You have 2 Mankins and then some, Accel armor? What's it called?
We had Magitech armors.
Yeah, it's a big Magitech armor. Just one of them, right? Or do you fight 2? I think you just fight 1. I've only done it a few times, so why would I know? This is a 2-wave, but it's not a 2-wave that you necessarily need a lot of turns to beat. So your medium speed summon will probably not be ready by the time you kill those 2 Mankins, excuse me. We're not in an 80s movie. 2 Mankins. So what I've seen, so you can bring Chocobo Silk, but what I've seen some people do is bring like 1 Chocobo and then 2, like, he's weak to like ice and water, right? So bring like 2 Leviathan or a Shiva or even an Ifrit. Yeah, because he resists Earth, and we don't have, we have brothers, but now they're not maxed up. And so you basically, before you're done beating the first round, pop your summon and then build up the summon gauge while you're in the summon to be able to summon the other 2 once you're done. So that takes a little bit more coordination than a lot of co-op has right now. Yeah, or you can bring 3 Papas. Just bring 3 Papas.
3 Papas and go to town.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Not an event to call home about, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, not super hard. Obviously, a lot of people are not going to have a lot of tickets or gems for a tank right now because we don't really need a tank right now, and she is such a niche tank that there is going to be content that she would be super useful for, but probably not going to get that content for a while.
Plus, the SAS banner is still on, and nobody has any gem.
Right, so poor Celeste. We love Celeste.
We do.
Celeste. I heard someone saying it differently. I'm pretty sure it's Celeste, right? Like celestial Celeste.
Yeah, I wouldn't see any other way to say it.
Yeah. I heard someone say it differently. I'm like, oh wait, am I saying it wrong? Yeah. Because I always say Final Fantasy characters' names wrong.
Well,
Always.
there's not many ways you can go wrong with Celes.
Oh no, I heard them say it Celes.
No, 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 no,
Celes.
no, no.
Celes.
No, no. There's
Heard
no
something.
H in there. That's
Celes.
no.
Celes.
I don't believe that. That you were being dicked
That's being
around.
punked by the internet? No.
Yep, yep. So banner. Obviously
Yeah.
there's the Celeste banner. You've got
Yeah.
her 15 and 35 CP, which makes her, a little
what she
better at tanking. It increases certain buff duration, makes her attack stronger, and changes the Brave Attack to Brave Attack Plus. That's her 35 CP Lightbringer. And the Brave Attack Plus is a powerful ice element
Yeah, ice.
melee
That's the ice
brave
attack.
attack.
Yeah.
So
Yep. So then she gets ice damage, so it makes her much more useful against against a magic heavy or magic only heavy damage boss who's weak to ice.
she's number one.
She's the best. Like that's super niche.
Uh,
One in 100 bosses. She's gonna be
Now
the
you've got her 15 CP, which is Crystal Sword. It's increased brave damage. It increased the effect duration of her buffs and grants HP regen to herself for 4 turn. Pretty normal. Then you've got Onion Knight 35 CP, which is also new.
Ew. Yes.
The White Slayer. Is that how you would
Yeah,
say?
White Slayer. Yeah,
White
White.
Slayer.
Yeah.
It improves multi-hit, it increases the bravery damage and turn rate, it grants 2 levels of ninja instead of 1, and it grants max bravery up 1 and attack up 1 to itself for 4 turns. So,
Yep. It's the complement to his other weapon, obviously. The other weapon makes the magic ability better. This weapon makes the physical ability better. Onion Knight's a good character. He's not top tier, but he's not bottom tier, and he's flexible because he can do magic and physical damage, which is nice in some of these battles that we have to do, especially single player. He will get buffed, and he will get better during his buff, his awakening, and his higher levels. So, he's not going to help you a lot right now, but down the road, he's not. And I don't think he's ever the best. But, we do, like I just read, you have battles where you need one turn, especially these heretic battles, whatever we call them, Magic and Chasm Rising. One turn you're doing physical, one turn you're doing range, one turn. So it's nice to have some characters that have some flexibility.
yep,
And he can certainly do that. Yeah.
he's your flexible guy.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. So we've got a half-price banner that was added today.
Haven't had a half price banner for a while.
No, really? Thought. Yeah, you're right.
We had a free banner. We had a free one.
It's nothing crazy. You've got 2 15 CP guns for Laguna. You've got a 35 CP for Ida and her 15 CP, and you've got a Hanser for Warrior of Light.
Yeah, this would be the first half price banner we've had a 35 CP on. Although we just had a free banner with 35 CP. I think it's the first one. Maybe not. I don't know. Most of our half price banners have just been 15 CP because I know we've talked about that. The fact that there were no 35 CPs on them.
Yeah, you might be right. But even though I'm a huge sucker for 35 CP, what are you making me say? For half price banners, I'm not going to be drawing on that one. No. I'm trying to pretend that I've given up on Zaz, which obviously means that the second I have 5,000 gem, I'll be drawing on that sucker. But
yeah. This just in, Pierre is going to pull on Zaz again. Okay.
Yeah. Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Moving on. Question of the week. What's your ideal event release schedule for Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia? My answer, anything that's different from Japan. From the Japanese version.
Oh, I see where you're going with that. So
anything that breaks that stupid freaking mold that we had, especially in Record Keeper. I don't know if it's still that way. It probably is. And we talk so much about that. Oh, well, don't do this now because in 6 months you're going to have this. And the game gets so predictable that it's actually sad. And I like what they're doing right now with the curveball they sent with Zaz 35 CP. I like the pool that we're going to have to get one character that's supposed to be super down the line much quicker. Sorry. And quite frankly, anything that makes global unpredictable, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of thinking of just the order of release, like how frequently things are released. Because we had, a couple weeks ago, we had like 6 things released all at once. And now, like, for the rest of the month, we're going to have 2 events.
Yep.
So I would like to see a little bit more consistently, like every month. I mean, I don't care what day of the week, but like every Monday, every Sunday night here, it's either a character event, a lost chapter, or a new chapter. And so that's like every Monday we get a new character event, a lost chapter, or a regular chapter, and that's a weekly thing. There's not 2 weeks between them, 3 weeks between them. And then like during the week, have another event like, oh, for the rest of the week, it's going to be double crystals, or it's going to be, here's an artifact dungeon, here's a summon dungeon, here's a special event dungeon, that kind of stuff. And I know we're going to get more stuff like that, but this month was really weird. And we do have we have the summer thing going on now, which is nice, but, this month was really weird to have like 3 or 4 events piled on us right at once, and then like, nothing.
Yep.
And it was kind of like that before that, where there was nothing going on for a couple weeks, and then, and maybe that's better. I mean, I don't have their analytics, so maybe that's the way the games are being played. I mean, I would be moving towards, if I was the company, I would be moving towards consistent everyday play, right?
Yep.
But maybe they get better numbers by having big chunks of events and then some time off. I don't know. That's not my business. I don't do that.
I don't know. I'm an anxious person, and every time they drop like 4 things at once,
it's a lot.
I get a panic attack. Like, oh my god, where should I start? And so, but I'm dumb like that.
Spend gems. Speaking of spending gems, why haven't we had another Kupo card? You'd think that would be something they would just do every month, like when the other. Like when one Kupo card ended, they have another Kupo card for sale. Seems like strange that we haven't had that one for sale again.
You're absolutely right, and I was expecting that to be a monthly thing,
right?
Because it's free money for them.
Or why wouldn't it just be? Because I know some games just do their subscriptions like you can buy one at a time, and so when you're done with one, you can buy another one.
I quite frankly,
I don't.
I wonder if that was asked during the stream. I will try to reach out to the Square Enix folks because it is a good question.
Yeah.
I really do wonder why, because obviously there's no way the experience could have been bad for them.
Right.
You take it, it's free money for them. You don't
take
it.
Do they not like money?
That's an excellent question.
Is money bad? Do we not? Do you know where our money comes from? Is that the problem? No. We saw that.
Question of the week next week is going to be about Celes, or kind of, sort of. It's considering that we have what we consider the current Celes wardrobe to be an odd variant of the Celes we grew up on and loved. What character outfits would you like to see in Dissidia or see change? Again, if you played Final Fantasy Record Keeper, there's a thing called dress records, and you can change the dress on your character. For example, Celes has a dress record of the opera singer dress, so she gets to fight big bad monsters in a huge wedding style dress.
And that's a big thing now. Like in Final Fantasy 15, you can customize the dude bros and all kinds of different outfits, and obviously Final Fantasy, I love all the multiplayer games are all a big customization, and like even first person shooters now are huge into customization, which I don't necessarily get, but that's a big thing. People like to do that. That Harry Potter, that terrible Harry Potter game, that had tons of potential, but wouldn't let you play it. That was, that was a big, that you could spend money on all kinds of like dressing your guy up. So let me spend $50 on fake clothing. Okay. I don't like to spend money on real clothing. Well, I just want to be honest. The clothing is not something I enjoy spending money on. So, yeah, fake clothing, virtual clothing, not really impressed. But
Not
yeah,
your
so
thing.
yeah, so think about if you're listening live or during the week. Think about what character, costumes, concept arts, or maybe not concept art, original art, would I like to see? What wardrobe records, crystal spheres, wardrobe spheres, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Yeah,
All right.
wardrobe records in FFRK, wardrobe spheres in Final Fantasy X-2.
There we go. So that was our show for episode number 21 of the Crystal Chronicles. We're on your internets and social media. You can get all the links at tccpodcast.com. We record this show weekly on twitch.tv/thecrystalchronicles. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all of these things, probably more. We might not even know them, and we're on there as well.
The dark web.
Probably they're stealing your free episodes and putting them on the dark web for bitcoins. So I heard. If you have any questions and social media is not your thing, you can reach us at kupo@tccpodcast.com. My name is Pierre. That is Mark. That was our show. We'll see you next week. Have a good time and good luck with the SAS banner while it's still on.